Welcome to the channel. It is Simon the Watch Guy. We're going to delve straight into this one. So today I'm just wearing the Apple Watch. I have actually been wearing the NY0040 for the last, I don't know, maybe 2 or 3 days. This is now leaving the collection. We're shooting this in 4K, so hopefully by the time I've converted this, it's going to stay in a reasonably good quality. But if anyone has never owned this watch, I can truly say it is one of my favourites. In fact, I'm not sure I really want to let this one go. I'm going to try to splice in some footage of... I actually taken the back off this yesterday and had a look at the movement. And the 8203A movement inside this is just something, I think, so special that unless you've seen it in action, it's hard to believe that inside this reasonably sized watch, there is an automatic movement with such extreme reliability, so much so it was used by the Italian Navy. Unmodified, it was exactly as you would find it in the NY0040. It's a truly beautiful watch. I mean, if somebody had this in their collection and it was their only watch, I totally get it. I wouldn't even be surprised. Because really, when you own this, you don't really need another watch. You really don't. It's just, with the 7S26 movement with Seiko, yes, it gets a lot of praise and a lot of channels love the 7S26 movements. With me, I just found often when you wake up in the morning, you would be lucky if that movement was still running. This, it just winds so easily. It's only unidirectional, but... So why am I getting rid of this one, guys? Why am I getting rid of this one? Well, I think I've come to love and appreciate the solar-powered watches so much. And I love a perpetual calendar. So I think for me, having a maintenance-free, as much maintenance-free as we can get in terms of the calendar is a good thing. Obviously, with this particular watch, you do have to adjust the day, the date, etc. on awkward months when there's, I don't know, a leap year, or there's 30 days in the month, etc. So it just comes down to a slight maintenance thing. Now, in the past, I have loved with a passion changing the date on this, and it's been fine, and it's no big deal. It takes a couple of seconds, really. But I just want something I can just grab and go. I've got that kind of life right now where I just might need to go right away. I don't have time to check, is that time accurate? It normally is on this, it normally is, but I just don't have enough time to check that. The date, again, I just need to be gone. I've got that kind of a life, that kind of a job where I've got to be on the move. So... enough talking about this one. Now onto the Bulova Curve. I did say I would never sell this watch. However, I just don't feel like I give this enough wrist time. I've owned many Bulovas, and this is amongst my favourite. I've purchased ladies' Bulovas. If you go back in the history of this channel, we've reviewed ladies' Bulovas. But this one is now leaving the collection. Sapphire glass on the front and back. It's made of titanium and it's got stainless steel on this as well. And it's got 11 jewels. 11 jewel quartz. I mean, this is something special. Chronograph. It's actually the world's first curved chronograph. I'm sure you've heard me say that a million times. And this is the much sought after gold, rose gold handset on the black dial. So this one is actually... yeah, this one's due to go as well. So what does that leave me with? Where are we going? Let me just give you guys the rundown. So I do have two Citizens left. 2 Casio G-Shocks left. I've got the MTG 900. I've got 2 of them. I've got one in this colour here, which is a stainless steel with a weird, I don't know how you'd even describe this, kind of like a light sandy colour, I guess. I've got 2 of them. I've got the one in black and I've got this one. I am probably going to sell those as well, which means I am down to just one watch. And the watch I'm going to be down to is the ProMaster Tough. The Apple Watch will also be going, but we've talked about that one enough on the channel. The Apple Watch will be going. And then next week I take delivery of the PMD. I think it's the PMD 5.6. Check my previous video for information on that one. I am then, and then this is going to be the real exciting part, I can only keep one of those watches, guys, because I don't normally talk about money on the channel. It's something I've always tried to shy away from. But I'm not in a position where I can afford to keep both of those watches. Every single watch you've ever seen on the channel has been purchased by myself. So now I've whittled away the watches and I've spent, money has been spent on other things. So like my garden, for example, when I've sold a watch, some of the money's gone towards something in the garden, okay? And with these 2 watches, and obviously the import tax on the, because I've ordered this, it's a JDM, Japanese domestic market. It's coming straight from Japan. So I'm only going to have one of them. So ultimately, in my final collection, it's going to be either a ProMaster Tough and the W217H, because that's going to stay in the collection. There's no point selling that one. Or the ProMaster Land, the PMD 5.6. And that will stay in the collection with the W217H from Casio. So when that arrives, I'm going to spend time with it. I'm going to try to sync it up with the Japanese signal. I've got a couple of apps on the phone to do that. Then I'm going to do that video to record them both and talk about them. But today's video really was just to kind of, you guys have been along with me on this journey. We went from, I think, about 28 watches. It's simultaneously I owned. There's a video, if you check my massive collection video, I had about 30 watches on display at one point. But these 2 watches are now going. And I just figured I wasn't going to record this. This was unplanned. I just figured I'd show you guys these up close and personal, just for one last time. Because these are now leaving the collection. And will I miss them? Almost certainly. But as part, I think, to be honest, there's a part of me thinking to myself, do I start a channel on kind of like philosophy? I really am quite tempted after watches. What do I do after watches? And I'm thinking about maybe a philosophical channel. The problem with me is I'm an overthinker. If that's not been apparent already by my love of watches, I'm a massive overthinker. Socrates, I think he would struggle when it comes to me with overthinking. It's just something I can't help but do. So what does that mean? Well, I've got a couple more watches coming to the channel. Well, when I say a couple more, I've got a couple more videos coming to the channel. Just another 2 or 3 videos. And then I've got to make the video where I'm going to try to make a Japanese signal emitter in my house. So I just, my watch can, synchronize if I decide to keep that JDM, the ProMaster Land. And then really for me, it's where I go after this, because I never got sponsored on the channel. That's another topic, maybe for another day, but I never got sponsored like some reviewers get watches sent in. I was never lucky enough, or maybe I never worked hard enough to do that. It's a small regret of mine, but it is what it is. That's how it's panned out, so I'm not going to complain. So yeah, that's it for me really, guys. I'm going to leave you with this one. Any thoughts, comments, let me know below. The ProMaster Land should hopefully arrive by Tuesday, Wednesday of this week, this coming week. I'm uploading this on Sunday at 8:20 in the evening right now. So expect, I will do an unboxing video when it arrives. I will let you guys see it arrive in the flesh. And then give me, as always, 1 to 2 weeks. Then I'll hit you guys with the review, and then I've got another video coming up where I decide between the ProMaster Tough, ProMaster Land, and then finally, if I do choose the ProMaster Land, I'm going to actually build, using a Raspberry Pi, I'm going to build a Japanese signal emitter, so every single night, I'm not in Japan, but it's going to get that Japanese signal in a certain frequency over to the watch, so it can set the atomic time every single night at 2 AM. Or if it doesn't work, at 4 AM. So there's a few more exciting things. Stay tuned. Speak to me in the comments below. I love the comments. Had some fantastic ones on the last video. Really great comments. Always appreciate them. So thank you guys. Stay tuned for the next one. And yeah, take care.